Hello everybody, 'tis I, the Rumpled One. Time Magazine, the June 10th, 2013 edition. Cover, Chicago Bull. Mayor Rahm Emanuel is fighting both crime and failing schools. So why are people mad at him? Actually a pretty good edition here. Let's see, inside this Paul Ridley, who rode across the Atlantic. Took him 87 days. Quite a feat. I was just thinking, I'm looking at this guy going, what if one of his oars broke? What would he do? I don't know if he had a chase boat or not. And then they got a picture of a sperm. It says, for a woman to successfully conceive, a man will have to produce at least 18 million sperm cells like this one. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, Starbucks full page ad. Let's see, the vintage Obama photo went viral when he was in his white jacket going to the prom. Delta Faucet full page ad. I can't believe people spend hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars for a faucet. This doesn't make sense to me. Okay, on the briefing page, let's see. We need victims to know that justice is possible. This is Kirsten Gillibrand, the New York senator, on changing the law relating to sexual misconduct in the military after a series of incidents, the latest occurring at West Point. And we see, okay, here we go. We need American help to have change on the ground. That's the leader of the Supreme Military Council of the Free Syrian Army after a secret meeting with Arizona Senator John McCain, who sneaked into Syria on Memorial Day. John McCain, I swear, he reminds me of Thurston Howell III from Gilligan's Island. This guy's... Why do people in Arizona keep reelected that idiot? I don't know. Recreational marijuana is really a completely new entity. This is John Hickenlooper, governor of Colorado, who signed laws governing how legal marijuana will be grown, sold, and taxed in the state. You know, you see, once again, why is it that the solution always seems to be put a tax on it? What does that do? It's put a tax on it or make a law, and if you break the law, fine it. What does that do? I mean, the government is just like this big money vacuum, just always trying to suck money out of we the people. 10.9% rise in year-over-year housing prices in 20 U.S. cities, the biggest jump since April 2006. Prices peaked that year. Let's see. $671,400 auction price for an Apple I, the original machine designed by Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs in 1976. That doesn't seem quite right. 76? I don't remember Apple in 76. I was in college in 76. That's when the Z80 came out and the Motorola 6800 chip. I might have to do some research on that one. Okay, what else do we have here? Four essential facts about Stockholm's spasm of rioting. We got immigration, skewed integration, far-right rise, and rampant unemployment. See, it's just not here in the U.S. Trending in film, Blue is the Warmest Color. A sexually explicit drama about two French women won the Palme d'Or at the 66th Annual Cannes Film Festival. Yeah, I was at Cannes about 3 or 4 years ago. It was pretty trippy over there. I mean, talk about opulence. It's just nuts. Let's see, travel. Some of Nepal's Sherpas want a ladder installed on Mount Everest Hillary Step to ease congestion on the descent. Scandal. 15-year-old Chinese tourist scratched Ding Jiho was here on a 3,500-year-old Egyptian carving in Luxor, prompting his parents' apology. That's kind of funny. I mean, you shouldn't desecrate things like that, but still it's kind of funny. At least I think so. Religion. Venezuela's Catholic Church is running low on communion wine because of a nationwide shortage of basic supplies. Obama the military, clean up your act. See, a student loan fix, not yet. Math still eludes lawmakers. $1,000 average lifetime cost to borrowers if federal Stafford loan rate double. 1.1 trillion approximate total outstanding student loan debt. I was watching or reading about how it's pretty much impossible for kids to get an education because it just costs so much. See, on gun control, a party at war with itself. I'm talking about Democrats. Said four Senate Democrats opposed Obama's gun control push. We had Mark Pryor, Heidi Heitkamp, Max Backus, and Mark Begich. Well, that's good. Okay, we've got some new drug here for rheumatoid arthritis. 3 full pages. May cause serious side effects, including hepatitis B or C. So if you've got that virus in your blood, it may become active. It just amazes me how they let these drugs on the market. Let's see, cruise control. Bad news won't keep travelers from the open seas. And you know what else is interesting here? I'm looking at this and they said July 21, 1999. Royal Caribbean agrees to pay a record $18 million fine and pleads guilty to 21 counts of dumping oil and hazardous chemicals in U.S. waters and lying to the U.S. Coast Guard. What happened to that $18 million? I mean, did it just go in somebody's pocket, get absorbed? You have to wonder about this. Shred alert, inside the business of personal data destruction. It says how the pros can destroy your data. Rotating hard drives are punched and crushed so they can't spin anymore. CD, DVD, a grinder sands the data off the surface of the disk. Smartphone, tablet, solid state hard drives are fed into a special disintegrator which shreds them into thousands of pieces. Flash drives, a hammer mill which is essentially a giant metal crushing device, pulverizes these devices. So people are spending money to have their data destroyed. See, I got a hammer, I got a press, got punches and chisels. I don't really think I need them. Then we'll talk about the cicadas. They mainly affect the middle East Coast sea area there. Yeah, I was there one year when the cicadas came out. I think it was around 66, 67, no, 68 or 69. These suckers are nasty. There's these huge bugs and they're everywhere. And then they shed and molt. And they're just nasty, disgusting. Let's see. Died. Haynes Johnson, historian of his age. Died. Dr. Louis Yoakum. He's the guy he's the expert on the Tommy John surgery. Returned. Soccer winger Robbie Rogers, 26, who became the first openly gay male athlete to play in a major North American league when he took the field for the Los Angeles Galaxy, ending a 3-month retirement. You know, I don't even know what to say about it. It's just like, it's funny. On the one hand, they don't want anybody to make a big deal out of it, yet they keep making big deals out of it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, if you just do it and don't bring attention, then there's no problem. It's just something that's just weird. Okay, summited Mount Everest by 80-year-old Japanese climber Yuichiro Miura, who also scaled Everest at ages 70 and 75. He became the oldest person to reach the top of the world's highest peak. Man, I'm only going to be 57. I don't know if I could do it. Guess he got me beat. And let's see, Michelle Bachmann announced that she will not seek a 5th congressional term. I like Michelle Bachmann. But see, I guess I'm just one of those outcasts, because it seems like whatever I like doesn't work, so. Why some men are big losers. A hedge fund billionaire thinks moms can't compete on Wall Street. Science says he's wrong. So for my trading buddies out there, I always said women made better traders. And the reason is because 1, they really hate to lose money, and 2, they don't have as big of egos as men. They'll do as told, as instructed. They'll follow the rules. Men always think they know a little bit more than the next guy and want to show him up. You know, you guys know how you are. A recovery with many fathers. People, companies, and yes, the government have put the economy on the mend. See, once again, the economy. It's only bad if you don't have any money. And with jobs going overseas, and governments just putting on so many regulations and taxes and fees and licenses that you really can't do business. Remember hearing on a radio show, I don't know if I did a video about this one or not, there's this person that wanted to put a, actually I think they wanted to replace the kitchen vent fan. And I think they wanted to hire this contractor who was a licensed contractor in the state, but the city said he couldn't install it unless he had a city contractor's license, which really wasn't a license. It was just basically extortion. So I think he had to pay the city something like $50 or something. And then they had to go through the permit process and all this just to replace this vent fan. Thing is, the vent fan costs less, than all the associated fees and taxes, the extortion that the government wanted to impose. And if this person were to install it without paying these fees, of course there would be a fine involved. And also they're saying the reason why the city has to get involved is because in case something goes wrong and there's liability issues. Well, the city's not liable. I mean, they're going to send some guy out there to inspect it. Let me think. A ceiling vent fan, white wire neutral, the copper wire goes to ground, and the black wire, oh yeah, that goes to the hot side. I mean, we're not talking rocket science here. It's just one more way that the government just sticks at the we the people. And why we put up with this nonsense? Okay, Abilify. 2-page ad. Common side effects: nausea, inner sense of restlessness, need to move, vomiting, anxiety, constipation, insomnia, headache, restlessness, and dizziness. And this is approved by the FDA. One nation tax exempt. If charities are truly non-profit, why do they need the protection of the tax code? This is all about the IRS singling out those Tea Party groups that wanted to be non-profits. I kind of agree with the author. I mean, we need to get rid of this. The tax code is just ridiculous. And see, once again, they want to have all this fighting, but see, we got to move the argument back. Why do we have it in the first place? There's just too many taxes. Here we go, the front page article. His kind of town. Rahm Emanuel left the White House to run a broke, violence-plagued city, and he's having the time of his life. Of course he is. One-party town. All Democrats. They got this map here showing all the crime. Oh, this is all the homicides. Homicides there. And that was just in 2012. Most of Chicago's 506 homicides in 2012 took place in the city's south and west sides and neighborhoods with lower per capita incomes. In Lincoln Park, it says the mostly white higher income area had no homicides or any schools slated for closure. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Why Gitmo will never close. You see, Obama said he's going to close it. It ain't going to happen. And people, they got fooled in 2008, and I guess they're the bigger fools in 2012. I guess, though, if you think about it, part of our makeup as people is that we have egos. And sometimes even if we know we're wrong, we don't want to admit it, so we'll keep doing it. And we just fly in the face of logic and reason. I mean, what other logical explanation could there possibly be? That these people who vote for Obama the first time and voted for him the second time just didn't want to feel that they had made a mistake. I mean, think about it. You voted for Obama, you watched the country start to just spiral down the toilet, and here's 2012. It's like, do I vote for him again? I guess I have to. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Frontiers of fertility. You gotta wonder. We've got 8 billion people on the planet. Why are people worried about procreating more? I mean, I just don't get it. What's the importance? You get married and for whatever reason you can't have kids. So you're going to go through all this expense? I mean, you could adopt, but I guess that's not cool. Or some people adopt, but I guess other people want a sense of ownership, maybe? I don't know, they want their genes to... See, I ain't got no kids. I don't want no kids. But that's just me. Like I said, I'm weird. I'm one of those outliers, so my opinion really doesn't matter or count because it's just so far out there. But to me, it just doesn't make any sense. But I guess it's good that other people think differently. Otherwise, I guess there'd be no more babies. Okay, let's see. What next? Oh, the culture. Paris Hilton. Haven't heard much about her, but I guess they used her home for a movie set. 1.5 million. Amount a bidder agreed to pay for a trip to space on Virgin Galactic with the mystery celebrity who turned out to be Leonardo DiCaprio. Proceeds from the auction will benefit the Foundation for AIDS Research. Morgan Freeman said, "I wasn't actually sleeping. I'm a beta tester for Google Eyelids," on his apparent doze during a promotional interview for his new movie. That's too funny. McPasta. Yeah, over in Italy, they have McPasta, which has panetti with tuna, tomatoes, olives, and oregano. All for $6.30. Let's see. Lindsay Lohan, the troubled actress, is reportedly thriving during her latest stay at Betty Ford. Oh. Interesting. Hey, here's something I didn't know about. Did you know colleges have fishing teams? I didn't know that. The FLW College Fishing Championships. I didn't know that. See, you learn something new, huh? At least I did. From gold to green, e-commerce titan Jack Ma is turning his attention to cleaning up China's pollution. This guy right here. He started an e-commerce business called Alibaba in 1999. He's a billionaire. It says, and his business is bigger in mainland China than Amazon and eBay put together. Unbelievable. His quote is, "The government is such a big organization, so hard to move, and the environmental situation in China is not something that can wait." Here's another good one here. It says, "Tax me, I'm Irish. Like the innovative thinkers at Apple, I'm taking my greenbacks to the Emerald Isle." They talk about how you have a corporation over in Ireland, you pay less tax, and then you move money through some other place like Bermuda or the Netherlands. And then you, let's see what else you do. I think you open up a bank account down in the Caymans also. And then you could also have a corporation in Wyoming or Nevada which don't have any state corporate tax. And then you just basically move all this stuff around and you don't pay tax. See, the funny thing is see, once again, shenanigans with the tax code. But the real question, why do we have this tax in the first place? I mean, we really have to question the purpose of government today. This monster is just so big and so pervasive, and only getting bigger and more pervasive day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. I mean, how can we stop this snowball? Guess maybe we got to heat it up and melt the sucker. 10 questions for educator and author Ken Robinson. This was pretty good. Let me see. I actually liked what he had to say. He said, don't people go to school to discover their element? His answer is, part of the transformation we need in education is to think differently about talent. The figures in the U.S. are very worrying. It has one of the highest non-graduation rates in the developed world despite spending more money on education than many. See, he says, how do we fix it? His answer, we individualize it. Education is being driven more and more by testing. We pay a high price for this in terms of kids' interests. I can't imagine there's a student in America who gets up in the morning hoping he can improve the state's test scores. Have to agree with him. And this is pretty funny though. He says, social media made you famous, but you worry about it. Why? I'm on Facebook, I tweet. But if you really want to understand your own possibilities, you've got to spend more time with yourself. So there we have it. The June 10th edition of Time Magazine for the year 2013.